chapter 4, verse 29 in my commentary. The verse reads, "But just as at that time he who was born according to the flesh persecuted him who was born according to the Spirit, so also it is now. Since the children of the promise in verse 28 identify intimately with the ultimate Son born by the power of the Spirit, as opposed to merely being identified as legally recognized Jews with no true saving faith in Yeshua, then they too," Paul goes on to explain to them, "they too can expect to be treated unfairly, since Paul explains in the book of Ephesians that, quote, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." That's Ephesians 6:12 from the KJV. I go on to say then, we see then from this admission by Paul that the earliest persecution against genuine Christians came not from the Roman establishment, but actually from the Jewish synagogues bent on expelling those from the way from their midst. One only need read the book of Acts to see this played out in chapter after chapter and in perfect fulfillment of Yeshua's prediction in John 16, 1-4. Again, Yeshua warning us as true believers, both Jew and Gentile, that we are going to be receiving persecution because we, like Isaac, identify with children of the promise. We identify as genuine and lasting covenant members, and therefore we're going to be spurning the jealousy of those who think they are genuine and lasting covenant members, but in reality only have limited covenant membership according to the flesh. This would be sons of Ishmael. Indeed, the final truth of the matter is that in Paul's theology, and this is the message that he's really trying to get the Galatian Gentiles to understand, a conversion to Judaism can never change the heart of an individual the way faith in Yeshua can. And those seeking to be, quote, under the law, end quote, recall Galatians 4:21 from above, these people will eventually end up identifying with Hagar of this allegory if they're not careful. If they do not place their faith in Yeshua, then all they're going to do is change their status from Gentile to Jewish. But they will not move into the Isaac category. They'll simply join the Hagar category. And instead of their mother being Sarah, their mother will in fact be Hagar. And that's going to be a disappointment. So, let's keep reading my commentary. They will eventually end up identifying with Hagar of this allegory if they are not careful. Instead of creating community among Jews and Gentiles, they will actually end up siding with those who destroy community by condoning rejection of Gentiles and persecution of the children of the promise. Recall verse 28 from above. In a Jewish-only Israel, the way the prevailing Judaisms of Paul's day were presently doing.